Welcome back to Cards and Comics, and today I got my round 2 of my 10 cards for under $200, and this is building a collection on a budget. So I've put together some collections, or I've been in the process of building collections, and one of the things that I've always found is that when I give myself some constraints, I actually do a better job of picking cards, curating the cards, and also getting cards in the collection that I would have overlooked because I just wouldn't have considered a card, at a certain price point because I figured it wasn't worth enough to bother with. But there's many cards in the $2 to $5 range that are awesome cards and you should have in your collection, especially when you're doing these kind of player-focused collections like I am. Now, I want to go over the rules real quick again, just for, it's round 2. It's building a collection on a $200 bi-weekly budget. So this is either $100 a week or $200 every 2 weeks. It's, again, the players I'm looking at are Ken Griffey Jr., Derek Jeter, Frank Thomas, Mike Trout, and Barry Sanders. And again, focus on years they're playing, not after their career is done. And again, the type of refractors, autographs, the cooler the card, the more I want it in the collection. That's the curation part. And again, I'm also looking to pick up some Hall of Famers from all sports, autographs if I can, and then some low-cost speculation on rookie cards, all sports. Now, again, the rules of the game, no minimum amount to be spent. If I can spend a penny on a card, I will. But I don't want to spend more than $40 a week, $40 a card, because it's not the spirit of the game to go out and spend $190 on one card and $10 on the other 9, because you're trying to get good value with every card, not just get one really cool card and a bunch of base cards. Again, I shouldn't spend more than $200 on a week. And I will not include taxes because, again, it's too much variability in cost nowadays. So this will be just like I purchased at a card show. And I'll keep a monthly running total to see how I'm doing and how the collection is growing. And now here's something I did add that I may or may not do, but I thought maybe there would be I could do a point system to kind of grade each card and say, okay, this card will be worth this many points in the system. I may or may not do it. I'm not going to do it for round 2 because I just came up with it and I want to live with it a little bit to see if it makes sense. But the original system I came up with is basically, if I get a card, it's a point. If it's higher than my budget, it's negative points. If it's not part of the collection, like for example, if I pick up, a really cool, Brett Favre card, I'm just not collecting Brett Favre, so if I show it in the video, that would be a negative 1 point. Parallel cards are a point if it's die cut or has made out of special material such as leather, acetate. It's another point. If it's numbered between 100 and 1 and 1,000, it's another point. If it's graded, it's another point. If it's graded by anyone other than PSA, Beckett, or SGC, it's negative 1 point. And then if I can find a card numbered, below 100 or 100 below, basically, it'd be +5 because getting some of these players from the years I'm looking for, below 100 or below in terms of numbering would be really special if I could pull it off. So I'm thinking about it. Let me know in the comments if you think a point system would be kind of fun to I'll go right into the cards that I picked up this week for round 2 and be back in a second. All right, now we're back and now we're looking at some cards. So it was definitely a interesting week picking up cards for this round 2. Again, I keep saying it over and over, the Nationals coming, and it is definitely fun to try to, get cards while you're, I'm not really buying into the saving up for the National, but eBay changes around the National time. So it's interesting. I think there's more availability of cards today on eBay. Also with, prices kind of coming down. So it's a little fun. It's a little more fun, I think, right now. All right, first card, and I didn't put these in order from last week. I did it, or last time I did it from least expensive to most expensive, and I didn't really have it set out by player or set. This time I delineated by the kind of collection I'm building. So we'll start out with Ken Griffey Jr. The first card is definitely, I think, probably takes probably the coolest card of the week. It's the 600 home run piece of history card. Now, for people who, have their Upper Deck lore memorized, these piece of history cards were really around like significant milestones such as 500 home runs, 3,000 hits. And so, they had, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and so people loved that set. And it had a very specific design to it. And they did this card not in that design. I think it really, really hurt the card because this is a cool card. And if you really get into it, it says, received a card, with Ken Griffey Jr. game use baseball memorabilia. It's been certified as being used in an official game. We hope you enjoy the card. So it's not from the game that he hit the home run. It's not that bad. But it just shows that it's commemorating that 600 home run. It's using the name piece of history, which is one of those kind of iconic Upper Deck inserts. But man, they really changed the design, and I'll flash up what that design looked like for people who don't know. But people love that design. And so now it's a game use bat card, piece of history. It's not numbered. Unfortunately, again, Upper Deck and its wisdom not numbering, stuff like this. But it's still cool. It's a game use piece, and it was $29. So it fits into the collection very nicely. All right, next up, in the Ken Griffey Jr. Now, this one is definitely not as expensive, but it's a cool card because it's from 1995. Now, this one was from 2009, just so we're clear. But this is from 1995, so this is, like a 14-year earlier card. And it's from Stadium Club, and it's called Clear Cut. And you can see why. It's an acetate card. Now, these were not very common. And Stadium Club did a lot of really unique inserts like this. And it's just, I think Topps is just trying out new stuff. So this costs $10.74. And again, it's one of those really cool kind of trial and error insert sets. Interesting color choice, the rainbow in the background. Just an interesting design. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but, they were trying something new. Now, moving on to my Barry Sanders collection, this is probably my second favorite pickup of the week. It's the 1996 Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor Mirror Image. So this card's got a lot going for it. One, it's from 1996, so it's early, in the Barry Sanders time frame. Early in the sense that it was still dominant at this time. He hadn't quit yet. It's a really cool refractor. I mean, just look at that. It's super duper shiny. Now, mirror image cards, or these cards, have, another player on them. This is Rasham Salam, but they also have two players on the back. Now, the two players on the back in 96 would have been almost just as good because you got Terrell Davis and Thurman Munson. Sorry, Thurman Thomas, not Munson. Gosh, it's too late, guys. Thurman Thomas. And so these guys were great players as it is. So 3 out of the 4, actually are really good players. So it's a cool card, and it cost $35. So it was the most expensive card of the week. Next up is definitely not an expensive card, but it's numbered. So this is why, nothing makes sense these days. Now, what makes sense is that the set it's from is why it's definitely not expensive. But this is from 1999 Top Stars. And so it's a really cool card, right? It's foily. It's got gold stamping right there. It's really kind of a really cool card, right? But it's from Top Stars, and people hate Top Stars. And it's numbered out of 1999. I don't understand why people hate Top Stars, especially some of their really cool inserts. If you looked at my older videos, you'll see where I've got that really cool Peyton Manning numbered out of 50 rookie card out of top stars. You gotta remember the Walter Payton auto, his reprint rookie card autos from Top Stars. I don't know why the set gets so much hate. I mean, I think the base cards some years definitely were ugly, but the inserts were cool and the autographs were killer. You know, those rookie reprint autos. So I don't know. I feel like it gets a bad rap. I mean, this card's around 1999. There's a ton of 1999, numbered Barry Sanders cards that are a lot more expensive than this card that are uglier. This card costs $2.99. So I feel like that's a really good value for a Barry Sanders collector. And again, if I wasn't doing this on a budget, I probably wouldn't even look at this card because I would be more interested in, autographs and refractors, and then would have stayed away from it. Just like this card. Now, this card is nothing really special. It's not numbered. It is the gold embossed foil. You can see the back. And it's just, I think, a neat card. And, it's definitely what screams 90s to me. It's got gold. It's foily. It's pretty cool. And it cost $7.50. So there you go. Not very expensive for a card that just looks cool. And looking cool in a collection like this is really important, right? Just like this next card. Not expensive, but I think it looks really cool. And this set, these cards, I think they've been in the last 2 years. It's from Topps Heritage. It's Mike Trout, and it's the Blue Sparkle Chrome. And again, these aren't expensive. I believe they are retail inserts only. $12 for the Trout. And I know Trout's down a little bit. I talked about it in my last national video about Trout would be a target as a player at the National to pick up because he'll be probably cold. And some of his cards might be available as people want to get out from underneath them, as there's a tremendous drop in value. Which is why this card, 2 or 3 years ago, or a card like it would have been a lot more expensive than $12 because there was such a huge, Trout fan base collecting. Nowadays, this card is, kind of just, $12 is $12, but it's such a good looking card. And so I'm really excited about it. Just because, it looks cool in the set. Again, $12, not too shabby. Next card up was the shocker of the week. I was shocked that I won it for the price. I'm shocked the guy sent it to me for the price. And it's from 1999. It's Stadium Club Chrome Refractor Derek Jeter. And it's graded BGS 8. Now, it's not a, what I call, obviously it's not a 9 or 10, or in this case, a 9.5. But, it is still a refractor from the 90s of Derek Jeter. It's still a nice card, and it's graded. So, it's not been trimmed, or, hopefully, it's not been trimmed. It's got a lot going for it. So, it's just a nice looking card. In this kind of card, I don't care. Again, I've said this in other videos. I don't care for a lot of my PC stuff like Griffey and now Jeter, that they're all grade 10 because I'm a collector. I just want the card. And if a 10 in this card costs $300 and I got this card for the low end price of $26, right? $26 for this card. You can't even grade this card nowadays for $26. So pretty stoked I got this card. I mean, I think it's just a cool card. You can see the subgrades, the corners and surface got it, which is probably common for these Chrome cards. But again, such a cool card. Now, next up is a Hall of Famer. And again, a card I actually never owned, 73 Topps Phil Niekro. And again, I love this because this will allow me to go, into the 70s and maybe early 80s, maybe violate a rule or two. But get a lot of Hall of Famers that I just overlooked or haven't really done a lot with. Don Sutton, Phil Niekro. And get some of the cooler looking cards and just, because they're cheap. And this card was $26 for a PSA 8. And again, it's a nice card. It's pretty well centered. And again, it's a Hall of Famer. And right now, um, with prices come down a little bit, I'm thinking I could pick up more of these kind of cards in the future, as again, prices are coming down a little bit. Now, the next category, again, that was $26. Next category is rookies and prospects. So a little different because the Stanley Cup's going on right now, and I bought this card, when the Rangers are still in it, and I still think it's a really cheap card, and I still think the guy had a good playoff, and you never know. For what I paid, this was $10 for Philip Cheadle, Young Guns rookie card, $10, and I feel like let's see what next year brings. But this card could go up to $20, $25. It's a little bit of a spec play on some rookies, and I think this is it's a good shot, and it was $10. If I lose out, I lose $10, so not the end of the world. And then last but not least, it's a rookie, and it kind of skirts the rules of it's really a prospect or not. But I threw him in there because I feel like it's still he hasn't achieved the value that he probably deserves, and he's still playing at a high level. And this is Aaron Donald, and this is his Topps Chrome refractor rookie in a PSA 8. And again, yes, the grade hurts a card like this from true investor speculation. They don't want 8s, but I will say that it's still a nice looking card, and it might be one of those cards you could wipe down and get regraded, get a 9, maybe a 10. Who knows? It's happened, but having the card's the first step, and I paid $30, and I really think this guy's pretty much already a Hall of Famer. It's a really cool rookie card of his. He doesn't have a ton of rookie cards if you look for him. So again, I think people will want a card like this once he, ends his career, probably as a Hall of Famer. So there you go. That is my 10 for $200. Now, adding everything up, again, Aaron Donald was $30. My total cost this week is $189.23. And last week it was $175.97. So I spent a little bit more, but again, under $200. And I felt like this week I got some bargains that helped me keep that cost under control. But if you look at it, there was multiple graded cards, a game used card, some refractors in there. So again, really my wheelhouse, things I'm really looking to collect. Again, if I took my top 3 this week, I would definitely say you got the Griffey card. That's really cool. You've got the Barry Sanders Atomic Refractor. And then you've got the, Chrome Refractor, Jeter, graded. And again, those cards by themselves would cost, let's add them all up. That would be $55 plus. Trying to think, where's the Sanders? So $90 for these 3 cards. So average of $30 for these 3 cards. And to me, like if you went to a card show and you paid $30 for these cards, I think you would be happy to probably get each of these cards for around $30. An Atomic Refractor, Barry Sanders, a game used Griffey commemorating his 600th home run, and a Stadium Club Chrome from the 90s of Jeter. So again, I think this is a good value. You're not overpaying, and again, this is what I'm looking for. And when I go to the National, I will be looking for cards like this still, because yes, $5,000 cards are fun to try to pick up, but adding more of this stuff is really fun, and I'm enjoying picking up these kind of cards, and this series is a lot of fun for me. Hopefully it's for you. And next time I'm going to do this in 2 weeks, I'll give a summary of where I'm at from collecting standpoint, so I'll have 3 rounds under my belt, and I'll give an update kind of how I've grown the collection as a total. And I'll see you guys next time. And again, let me know in the comments if you want to see me implement some kind of point system, because I think it'd be kind of fun as a game, but I also don't want to make it boring. So Again, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you next time.